Hello, I'm John Ramthun, and along with my wife Sarah, one of the directors and founders of 6-8. And I wanted to just do as a little mini series on partnering for giving. As we're getting close to the end of the year here, we're all thinking about how we can share some of our blessings of time and money with organizations. And I thought it'd be really cool to be able to have a conversation about, as you're making those decisions and praying about that, there's so many opportunities and ways to give. And so we have this Partnering for Impact, a giving guide from True Charity, an organization that puts out different resources and tools to help improve charities. And as you're looking into an organization, it's very important to dive in and investigate that when you're giving your hard-earned dollars as a donation, to make sure that they're having the impact that you desire and the legacy that you long for your donation. And so this is on our website, makingservicepersonal.org, under the donation page. You can read this whole Partnering for Impact guide. I recommend that you do, but I wanted to just do a highlight, and I would roll it out in 3 series here in the next 3 videos sessions. So to look at all organizations are not the same, and how they're serving is usually not the same. But what are you looking for? Sometimes we're easily just glommed on to what's the efficiency factor? How many people can be served for the minimum amount of money and with minimum amount of overhead? But also looking at, that's a valuable equation to see the efficiency rate, but also what are the outcomes of those people being served? Are the people that are being served, are they having more positive outcomes, or are the goals being met that you would like to see meet, or just more people being served repetitively over and over? And so look at some of that. And then moving on, there are several questions. I would encourage you, before you make an end of the year gift, before you make a donation or become a partner in a monthly way, or to an organization, that you feel free to call them and have a conversation with their staff or their lead volunteers or their directors, and ask some good questions about, will my donation make an impact, and what will that impact be? And these are some questions that you could be encouraged to ask. One of them is, what does success look like for the people you serve? People need more than money to flourish. I'm just going to read this. We are created in the image of God and have spiritual, physical, emotional, and intellectual needs. Effective organizations articulate a holistic perspective of the goal and align their efforts towards it. So asking that question, those that come into your doors, those that you serve, what are the goals that you have as an organization for those people? Do you have long-term holistic goals? Is the goal of your organization to help that person flourish? Or is it to just manage their crisis or their situation or their chronic problem, and to leave them there, but just to take care of that day to day? And that, so ask that question, and does that align with your giving strategy, or your giving goals as well? Another question here is, are you asking people closer to the problem to do their parts in sequence? People closer to the problem should do their part before people and institutions farther away step in. That starts with individuals' responsibility to their self, then extends to family, friends, church, charity, and finally the government. This principle also extends to funding. Don't ask for the federal grant to fund the program when a local community can support it. And what this question gets after is really the person closest to the problem, the person in the problem, and then those members around them that have the capacity know that situation best, and they often have the better understanding of the problem, and therefore can have better insight in the solution, versus a top-down approach where we just have the bigger, larger institution or charities come in first and apply usually more of a standard solution across the board. And that often comes in, it's attractive because it has big dollars and big weight, but it comes in with more of a universal, less personalized solution. And it also misses the reality that many people closer to that person, and even that person themselves, has great capacity, and that can be built upon and supported by the local organization to grow and thrive and flourish, versus becoming dependent on the larger and not building that capacity. And the last question for today's series is, how are you prioritizing relationship? Good ministries seek genuine reciprocal relationships with the poor and connect them to new ones. This will significantly limit the number of clients that any single program can serve. And at 6-8, our number one priority, we have 4 priorities, but our number one is relationships. Our mission is to transform communities by making service personal. What we mean by that is charity done well is done in relationships. We are human, we are designed to be in relationship and not isolated. And really true charity or true effective work in someone's life comes from a relationship, to build that understanding, build that trust, and to apply that accountability and long-term solution. Without relationship, it becomes institutionalized or distant, and it usually leaves both parties wanting. And so with that, again, it takes time, but the results are beautiful to see that when people come in living in poverty, especially, often, not always, their connections and relationships are limited. They may have few or ones that are limited in capacity. And one of our goals is not only to build that relationship with us, but how can we connect you to other organizations, other people, other resources, other employers, other networks, and the like, that would allow you to flourish in a large way, and really so that there isn't a dependency on 6-8, but a way that you can flourish beyond and on your own, and to be able then to reciprocate and to give back. And so asking these questions of the organizations that you're considering to donate is very, very important. And we invite you to call and give us and make a contact with us. You can engage with us on our website, makingservicepersonal.org. You can call or email us. 561-8468 is our phone number. 68@makingservicepersonal.org is our email. Or you can just stop in at our building down in Sauk City. So we'd love to see you, hear from you, and engage with you and partner with you as we continue to expand and grow. Look forward for the next 2 series where we'll continue to ask a few more questions of how you can engage. But we would love for you to engage. And you can find, again, this whole document is on our website. Thank you very much. Have a great day.